those
Absolutely.
information. Yes.
All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation. Elections are not decided only on election day, but in the days and weeks of preparation that ensure every ballot counts. That perspective guides the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, as it begins distribution of sensitive and non-sensitive materials across the 21 local government areas of Anambra State for Saturday's governorship poll. The Commission reports that logistics and security arrangements, including over 24,000 ad-hoc personnel, are in place. Beyond these technical preparations, a civil society organization, Awka Africa, has warned that voter apathy could undermine the turnout for the election and the spirit of participation itself. Okay, BKO, from what you have observed, how prepared is INEC in practical terms? Talk about in areas of distribution of sensitive material, election materials, basically.
Oh, if we are simply talking about distribution of electoral materials, INEC is prepared. INEC, they've taken those materials, kept them in the CBN vault, and they are now being moved to local governments where they will be used. Now, a local government has different wards, and they need to get to each of those wards and polling centers in good time. The INEC chairman has said that ballot materials must get to polling centers as early as 7 a.m.
Okay.
That is the marching order that he gave his people. If they can achieve that, then we will be on the way to achieving our aim of a hitch-free, flawless election. Because what usually happens is ballot materials don't get to polling centers on time. People get agitated. Some of them go back home in anger, and then you start talking about voter apathy, low turnout. The turnout will be impressive when people are confident that their votes will count.
Okay.
And Nigerians don't believe that in any election there won't be manipulation. I think our people are due a succession of credible elections that reflect the will of the people. We must do that incrementally. Once we have a culture of organizing elections that are hitch-free, I can tell you more and more people will gain confidence in the process, and they will show up on election day. They will see election day as days of celebration, carnival-like days and all that. So I believe that the INEC chairman, this is his baptism of fire, and he cannot afford to fail. He's coming straight into a climate of uncertainty. He just became chairman. You look at this election, Anambra election, it was at the Anambra election that the Beavers was first deployed for a state.
First in so many things.
For a statewide election.
Yes.
You know? So, and this election is the first time that Josh Mkwiton will be conducting an election in his capacity as electoral umpire. So he knows what it means. He knows that many Nigerians will judge him by his outing, you know, in this Anambra election. So I'm sure he is prepared to do whatever it takes. And he will have read not just from the copybook of the immediate past national chairman, he will have also sampled opinions. What should we do right? What did my predecessor not do right?
Challenges.
There are not areas in which we need improvement. Where do we need to improve upon? So somebody wants to succeed, I'm sure he will have done all of that. And we just need to give them the benefit of the doubt. very low turnout is a big problem, especially in the southeast. The southeast has a history of turning out the lowest in our country.
We saw 2023.
Yes, always turn out the lowest. They are in terms of registration for the election, they are the lowest. In terms of turnout on election day, the percentage is also usually not impressive. You know, so, but this time around, let us see what will happen. So Ludo on his part already instituted a price for the local governments that
turns out the highest
local government that delivers is trying to galvanize the supporters of his party. So, and he has promised them that the local governments, the wards that do very well in terms of turnout, they are going to be rewarded. And some people are saying, "Oh,
you know, that comment has been controversial."
Like a vote buying.
No, it's not. It's just.
They did it in the last election.
It's just plain mischief making to say that is vote buying. Vote buying is what you do on election day. You put money in people's hands. He's saying, "Look, I will incentivize mobilization of our supporters to come and vote." In the US, it is done. It's called "Get Out the Vote." Because they've realized that on election day, people usually don't feel like they register though, but they get lukewarm on election day, they get lethargic. So those people suddenly develop cold feet on election day. You need volunteers to go knock on their doors. Come out, it's time to vote, let's go, you know. So that is what he's trying to do.
Let's establish this in an argument. If, for instance, I'll use what happened in Ekiti, this Ebuke Sebe kind of thing, somebody has lukewarm attitude towards the process. You know, Ewagba Kesebe, Ewadibo. I mean, for those who don't understand,
no, I think that's much different.
We are looking at because even it happened during the elections of the national elections that happened over there.
Ondo.
Exactly. So
yeah.
Now I think in Anambra, I think a ward supposed a ward with the other local ward with the highest number of voters will get about 5 million. The second one will get about 2 million or 3 million. The other one will be 1 million. But I'm thinking, this is my I'm not arguing. I'm just thinking that. Somebody who hasn't got the zeal to go thumbprint, somebody who sees money for incentives. So what would that amount to in the real sense of it? That's why I had to bring that.
No, they are not. They are going to be paid after the election.
Yes, I do know that. Yeah.
After the election, when it is clear that okay, this turnout was impressive, and these are the people who made it to happen. So he's trying to make competition happen between among the local government chapters of his party. And I think incentivizing voting in that way, I don't think it's
should not count as
people are just missed. How is it vote buying? It's not. It's just saying, look, go do your best, get people out, let them come and vote,
and then we'll give you something.
And yes, at the end of the day, you will be rewarded for your effort. He just thinks that the North shouldn't be doing like 40% attendance, voter turnout. The Southwest shouldn't be doing like 30-35%.
Or even less.
And then the East will be doing 20%. It's not encouraging. Even despite the hoopla about Peter Obi, he still didn't, in terms of the number of registered voters and those who turned out to vote for him, it was still abysmally low.
Yeah, I mean, there are factors.
All right, okay, let's talk about security.
Yes, security.
I mean, given Anambra's complex security landscape, what concrete step do you think should be done, you know, to assure and reassure the people the safety of the voters, the election officials, and also the observers?
Well, Anambra, because I happened to visit the Southeast about how many weeks ago? About last month, actually. Okay, I had cause to excuse me, I had cause to move around here and ask. So Anambra in particular, they've done so much in terms of containing the incidence of criminalities. You have the Agune Chamber, which is like operation. What do we call this? Is operation. What do you call it? What do you call the Lagos State? It used to be Operation Sweep. No, not that. The one by the government. It used to be Operation Sweep.
Okay, Operation Sweep. Okay,
so that kind of thing. They have Agune Chamber.
Rapid Response Squad.
Rapid Response. So they have that over there, which of course has been complementing the efforts of the officials of the other police and rest of them. So if you put all those things together, they've done well in terms of security in Anambra State. So I will hope that they're able to replicate it so that they can assure people that nobody will be molested, nobody will be injured, no bodily harm will come upon anybody who goes over there to go and exercise their civic right. So having said that, I think that INEC, just as he said, INEC also has a lot to offer by ensuring that when people go over there, they do what after they have voted, let them expect that their vote will count and be counted, because that's where apathy comes from. When people know that they have voted, at the end of the day, their wish and their will is subverted. So it usually brings about, okay, the next election where you won't find me there anymore. So they have a lot to do. Joash Amubiton has a lot to do. As the budget says, this is baptism of fire.
Yes. So
we hope that it's going to bring innovative and creativity into the system, so that we cannot thumbs up for him if indeed tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and then we're beginning to see a semblance of true will of the people being, given out over there.
Because Yaga Africa
has
warned about potential voter apathy.
Now, where is that?
The thing is, in the Anambra people, they're watching you right now. What will you tell them, to convince them?
Now, the thing is that, as I said, I'm also part of it. I'm part of the Southeast because I grew up partly in Igbo land and all that. You see, at the heart of this apathy is the fact that there are people who are preaching that this issue of one day Biafra will come. So a lot of people still don't see. Not all of them. I talk to people on the street over there. They still don't believe in the Nigerian project. So whenever they are voting, so most of them just see us versus them. So that us are in Igbo and all of them in Nigeria. That's also there. So when they're telling them to vote, they'll say, they are waiting. Most of them are waiting. Most of them are even waiting in bated breath to say one day, who knows, this Biafra may come. They will begin to now sit down to see how to repair the Southeast as a country. So in Anambra, Nigeria has come to stay.
Sure.
This is the time for them some of them who are pessimists in the Nigerian project, to begin to see how they can integrate themselves into the very fabric of Nigerian society. They are part of it. They are part and parcel of it. So that whatever is happening here, if you don't do anything right over there, it will affect you. Look at when you bring out the figures. The South is usually lower in terms of military enrollment is the lowest, in terms of this is the lowest, in terms of this lowest.
At all.
Yeah. You understand? And then because the time is going to come, those who are there will make policies that will affect you. If you think we're having a very big shop in Alaba, you have a multi-billion naira or dollar business. Yes. A policy from the government can affect that business. If you are not there to be part of the policy making and policy implementation, they say because the issue of having money is good, but it has a limitation if you're not part of those who are bringing the policies out. So you have to enroll in the army, you have to enroll in the police. The process of election, be part of it. So that all this say about one day Biafra is going to come to pass, they should leave. So that's part of the vote. The apathy that you often witness over there.
We're talking about. I mean, Mikhail, just in 1 minute, what will you say to India Anambra, to come out to make sure that this issue of voter apathy?
I think they should set a new record this time.
Okay.
Soludo is trying his best to, as the Americans say, get out the vote. I expect that the turnout will be better. We know who will win. We know who will win already. We do not expect any
major upset.
Any upset. I do not see an upset happening, but let's leave it.
Let's leave it to the exactly.
Let's leave it
because it's the electorate that holds that.
Exactly.
Yes, but
you can only it's a permutation.
I'm convinced in my heart about what will happen.
Yeah, because of exactly what they've done over time and all that. Yes.
Just,
going to the streets.
We are not campaigning for
No.
Absolutely.
We know that that is what will happen.
Yeah, no, it will go for a major offset.
All right, gentlemen, we need to go on this quick break, and when we return, the conversation continues. Don't go away. All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. I still have BKO right here, Babajide Kolade Otitoju, and Charles Idel. All right, gentlemen, just in one take, okay? In your view, what will determine the success or failure of this election? Is it logistics, public confidence, or security?
Okay,
Let me start with you.
Well, for the success, all these things you mentioned, they have to be taken care of. Logistics is always a problem.
Yes.
A challenge in almost all the elections because ad hoc staff that they make use of, they are not in control of them in quote. Some of them will say if they will hold as INEC to ransom unless you pay us, we will not do something. Then the drivers, all of them, they are not INEC staff and all. They have to hire them and all that. So if they're able to pay these people earlier enough and then give them mandate or whatever time frame, I think it's to them to go. It is when you do that, when election materials appear at the polling booths, even waiting for the electorate.
Exactly.
Then to increase the public confidence you mentioned now. So then we'll begin to now see a semblance of success.
Security, you think security?
So I already mentioned security earlier. Yeah.
All right, then, BKO.
Well, I think everything put together will determine the success of the election. The conduct of politicians is very important. Okay. Politicians can sign deals that they are not going to quarrel, that at the end of the day, they will still unleash thugs on one another. Yeah. We hope that that won't happen. You have to check their supporters, check their thugs. We need good turnout. I will never brand the election a success if turnout is so horribly low. So the mobilization by political parties has to be top-notch.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the political education has to be top-notch. That is what will get people out to come and vote. So once we have good turnout, and as the INEC chairman said, what is fed into the beavers must reflect what transpired at the polling stations. And there should be no intimidation of agents, party agents. They must be there at collation centers to represent their parties. Let this thing be thoroughly transparent. Once that is done,
then public confidence will come.
People, even there won't be electoral post-election litigation. Everything will just fall into place.